Welcome back to Alex Talks. What do I want to talk about today? I have a list. So this is kind of a sort of a response, or it was sort of birthed out of that video that I made about Khloe Kardashian and her like overly edited image, and it's FaceTune, and the fact that a lot of people seem to give influencers, I think it's mostly influencers who like admit to this kind of thing, but they seem to give influencers a very big pass when that influencer admits to having used Facetune to edit their photos. I saw this as a comment a lot on that video, was basically like, the problem isn't necessarily that they're using the apps to edit, it's the fact that like a lot of celebrities or influencers deny having used the apps, which I agree with, to just be like, nope, this is just what I look like. And obviously in that Khloe video, I covered like that a person's self-image, body dysmorphia, mental health has a lot to do with that process. I kind of want to do like a full follow-up just on that video, because there were a lot, I mean, it was quite a polarizing topic. There were a lot of people who were just like, fuck her. And then there were a lot of people who, I don't know, actually, it was interesting. There were a lot of people, I'm playing with a sponge. I don't know if you can hear that. ASMR. There were a lot of people who were very open and said that they understood or that they felt bad. There definitely seemed to be a lot of people who like just like Khloe and felt bad about that whole situation in general. But like there were quite a few people who were just kind of like, I don't care, she's famous, fuck her. Pretty wild. Anyway, I'm thinking about making like just a second follow up to that particular video if you'd be interested in that. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? Facetune. So I started thinking about this, and it was really just someone in the comments brought up the fact that like there are influencers who use it. Like a lot of them were like, I don't care that they're using it, but I think that they should admit that they're using it. And then I was like, yeah, but like they can use it and admit to using it. And the people and that audience is going to see that and be like, oh, they're using those apps. It's okay to use those apps. I'm going to use those apps, without actually realizing like what it's doing to everyone, to themselves. Like I feel like it's harming a person by thinking like, oh well, I can just go on this app and like make me look the way I want to look and then put that out there, and that's fine. And also those images are being disclosed as edited to their audience, and those people who like actually read the description or whatever, or the explanation, or see that one video where they disclose that they edit their photos, they'll know. But from what I've learned, being someone who used to list every single beauty item that was on my face on my Instagram makeup photos, and also always lists everything in the description of my YouTube videos, most people don't read the descriptions. Most people don't read that. And lots of people miss your videos. So I could say one thing in like 3 videos in the past 3 months, and there are people who are missing that thing still, even though I've said it in multiple videos. So that audience who is just on the outside missing those things, which is very likely, is just seeing those images and thinking that they're real. Because they're not getting, like they're missing it. It's not, you're not going to be able to reach every single person and explain yourself, you know? It's one of the reasons that you'd see, for example, Jaclyn Hill back in the day used to, I mean, she would repeat everything in every single video, because I'm sure she received so many comments where people were like, why are you doing that? That's so stupid. Or like, why would you do this if like this? Or how come you're not matching your foundation to your face? And she had to explain every single time, my face is light because I wash it and I wash off my self-tanner. My body is darker, so I have to match them. And that's something that she would say in every single video, because I'm sure she received so many comments like that. And that's just kind of something that like we think we have to do so that we can get through to people, to everyone, to reach everybody, because not everybody is going to see that one video. So that's my point, is that like not everyone is going to see that one explanation. Or, I mean, they would have to disclose it in every single photo. And even if they're disclosing it, like I said, most people aren't reading the descriptions. They just aren't. And it's affecting those. Holy shit, my hands are dry. Sorry. Anyway, I got distracted. And it's affecting those people without them even really knowing it. But then they kind of like, but then the people who do see the disclosure or whatever, are giving those like influencers a pass, because they're like, well, they said that they're using it, like they're using it, but they said they're using it. I'm not like innocent in all of this. I've said before, this is an example that like, I'm sure people could, if they wanted to, call me out and be like, yeah, dude, you've totally edited. Yes, I have 100%. I've said this before. Just so you know, I have, first of all, I've definitely over edited myself. I've edited features like way back. Now I do occasionally use FaceTune to like remove, if I have a photo of myself and it's bomb ass makeup, but I have like a big like zit that I'm just like, you're ruining everything, then yeah, I'll take care of that. I might brighten up my eyes a little bit, maybe whiten my smile a little bit. But most of the things that I post now are completely unedited, and I just take them in natural sunlight, and the makeup does the talking, man. You know, like I don't want to do anything to it. Like, why am I doing anything to it? I realize I touch my face a lot. Anyway, this was just a thought that crossed my mind, because I was like, well, should those people get a pass? Like, should we just be like, oh, okay, well, that's fine that they're editing their photos because they're saying that they did. And yes, I believe that that's better than, you know, doing it and being like, no, this is totally fine. It's like when celebrities get plastic surgery and they're like, I don't know what happened. My boobs just like grew overnight. So yes, I think that like being honest about using those things or getting any kind of a surgery or treatment done is probably the best thing, because otherwise it's just kind of like enabling this facade of, oh, well, influencers are so perfect. I always like hearing about like what work they've had done, or what treatments they do, or like facials or whatever, because it's like, well, how are you getting those? That's like the point of us, is that we're supposed to like teach. At least that's how I view the beauty community. Maybe not necessarily like every single person is like me and doing tutorials or explaining how certain techniques work, but they're at the very least, you know, explaining something. Like, this is why I use this thing, even if it's like a lifestyle person who is like talking about, I don't know, like food storage, meal prep containers or something. Like they're explaining to you why they're using it, you know? That's teaching. What was my point? I kissed my cat and I have a little hive on my lip. Dude, my skin is like fucking great. So yeah, anyway, I'm just curious, like, what do you think about that? Do you think that like obviously Photoshop and filters, like they're just a thing. We have them. It's like one of those things where it's like, once you have it, you can't get rid of it. You know, it's not just, we can't ban like people editing their photos. It's not going to happen. And like, I'm still probably going to use it, you know, on occasion to get rid of those zits and shit. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think that like influencers should get a pass? Like, should we just, like, do they deserve that pass? Or should we continue to acknowledge that like using those filters is still like pretty damaging to like realness, real people, realness? And I can say that now since I've had my under eye filler dissolved. 100%. Because I still kind of feel like I've had a few people, like friends in social situations, I'll have friends like talk shit about other people who've like had work done, you know, and who are looking like real snatched. And I always feel the need to be like, well, I mean, I'm not one to talk. I did get under eye filler. Like, I don't have it anymore, but like I have to disclose that, you know, I just feel like I should, because I did that. So I don't feel like I can just be like judgmental about, you know, other people doing things without being like, well, I did it, you know? Yeah, this is quite the tangent. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Anyway, just something I've been thinking about. Because on that Chloe video, I saw some people who were like, I don't know, some people were very dismissive of using filters or editing apps. They were just kind of like, well, that's all she was doing. Like, who cares? And I was like, what? Like, we're cool with that? We're cool with just like people editing themselves. Like someone said something along the lines of like, I mean, she was just editing her photos, like my friends do it, whatever. And I was like, that's not normal. Like, it's not normal. And it's not like something that it's not real life. So I don't think it's, I'm getting upset. I don't think it's something that we should just be like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's totally fine. Once again, it brings me back to like social media and like teens. Oh, I was talking to one girl, but she said she was 14, and I hope you're watching this. And I was just thinking, like, oh, I just want to talk to you. Like, I just want to have a long ass conversation with you because, like, you are literally the age where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you're growing up in this time with social media like this, you know? It's just wild. I'm fascinated by like what's going through a teen's mind right now in today's world. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you think that I'm being like overly, I don't know, analytical about it. Like it's just too much. It's like, chill, Alex. Like they exist. Like what are we going to do? The least people can do is disclose that they use them. Yeah. I don't know. Great talk. Was it though? My armpits are sweaty.